Hello everyone, it's Jaden. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. How are you? Please forgive me in today's video if I look like I just woke up and I have bedhead, because I did just wake up and I have extreme bedhead. But besides that, in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how I do sea salt soaks on, like sea salt baths on my sick fish. Right now, my giant betta is showing signs of stress ick, which it looks like the little white dots of ick, but they don't spread as fast as ick. So he must be stressed out a little bit. I don't know why. I've removed all of the causes of stress for him in the aquarium. All of the fish that were annoying him. He's eating really well, he's really active, he greets me when I come up to the tank, but for some reason he must be stressed. So yeah, I'm gonna be showing you him, and hopefully you'll be able to see the little white dots that I'm talking about while he's in the aquarium. I don't know, we'll see how good of a shot I can get through the glass. But yeah, I'm gonna be showing you the little dots on the fish in question, and then I'm just gonna be showing you how I do the sea salt soak and everything like that. So let's just get right into it. All right, everyone. So this is the beta, and I don't know if you'll be able to tell because my camera won't focus, but you might be able to see some little spots, little white dots on his face, around his head and on his fins. You can see them a little bit right there on his lip. So this is either stress ick, which is caused from stress, or it is ick, which ick is a parasite that forms those little dots on the fish. It's one parasite. It will form that little white dot cyst. It hatches out as two parasites, reattaches itself to the fish, and then continues. So that's why ick spreads very quickly. So yeah, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be showing you guys the salt soak, and hopefully it fixes him because I really enjoy this fish. He's a really active, happy, personality-filled fish, as you can see. So I really would hate to lose him to ick or something like that. So I'm really glad that I caught it this early on. All right, so what the first step that you guys are gonna need to take to do this is going to be, you're gonna need a bucket of water that's deconditioned and that is gonna be the same temperature as your aquarium. My aquarium is 81 degrees or 82 degrees. And this water is about 82.5 degrees. So it's just a little bit warmer to help dissolve the salt, but the temperature will go down by the time I put the beta in. Make sure that the water is deconditioned, or that you condition the water before. And then what you're going to be doing is I have some pure sea salt right here. You can use aquarium salt, but I use pure sea salt, just sea salt with nothing else in it. No anti-kicking agents, no nothing. This is pure sea salt. Pure sea salt will be completely fine as long as there is nothing else added into the salt. It has to be purely just sea salt and nothing else. If there's anything else, it can kill your fish. What you're gonna be doing is do 4 teaspoons per every gallon of water. This is a 2.5 gallon bucket and it's filled about 2 gallons. So I'm gonna be putting a little bit less, it should be 8, but I'm gonna be putting 6.5 just because I don't want it to be too intense for my fish. I might even do 6 or 5. I'm gonna do 5.5 just because I don't want it to be too stressful on my fish. This is a much more dilute salt soak solution than you'll see anywhere else. A lot of places that I've read online are recommending you put anywhere from 15 to 30 teaspoons of salt per gallon, which that can be very, very dangerous for your fish. It can shock them, it can really inhibit their gill functions. It's just not good for freshwater fish in large quantities or at all over a long period of time. It's just not good. They're freshwater fish for a reason, and I've said that in one of my past videos. Once that is all completely dissolved, you have to make sure it is completely dissolved, because if it is not, and your fish, while your fish is in there, if it decides to go down to the salt, it can get fin burn. So make sure that the salt is fully dissolved. And one thing you are gonna need on the side is you're going to be needing a tub of water that is just deconditioned or conditioned water, just from the tap that's conditioned, no salt or anything. You're just gonna keep this on the side as a holding tank. After you put the fish in here, you're gonna be transferring to the fresh water to reacclimate to fresh water, and then you're gonna be putting them back in the tank. Also, you should always keep this extra bin of fresh water on the side in case your fish does not take the sea salt soak well. If your fish does not take the sea salt soak well, you will immediately want to take the fish out of the water, out of the salt soak, put it into the fresh water, or immediately put it back into your aquarium, because it can severely damage your fish if your fish is not dealing with it well. That's one reason why I like to do the very dilute salt soak, is because it's still beneficial, but it's not going to shock your fish as much. So yeah, and yeah, the next step is that I'm just gonna go and net the beta, put him in the sea salt soak, and I'll touch up with you when I put him in. So you're gonna take the beta, you're gonna put him in the sea salt soak. You're going to very closely monitor the fish from anywhere. You can leave your fish in the sea salt soak from anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes, 30 minutes being the max. You wanna keep a very close eye on your fish to make sure that he's not breathing too heavily, he's not freaking out, he's not flipping around, acting irregular. You want to really make sure that your fish is handling it okay. And if they are not, you want to immediately take him out and put the fish into the clean water. Again, if your fish is not handling this well, and please closely monitor your fish while they are in the salt soak. If they are not handling it well, immediately take your fish out and put them in the clean water, or immediately into your aquarium. No questions asked. Your fish can die if you do not do that. I cannot stress this enough. You have to monitor your fish the entire time that it is in the sea salt soak to make sure that it is handling it well. If they are freshwater fish, and salt can be beneficial short term, but a lot of fish don't handle it well. Betas are hardy, so he should be fine, but again, I really advise monitoring your fish for the entire period of time that you are in, that they are in there, which could range anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes depending on how you feel and how well your fish is handling it. So yeah, I'll touch back in with you guys when I am taking him out and put him in the fresh water. While I'm sitting here with my beta in his salt soak, swimming around being his usual curious self, I just wanted to list off some of the benefits of doing short-term salt dips for your freshwater fish. And a couple of those that I know personally, and I use it for all the time, is fin rot and fungal infections for long-finned fish, especially bettas and long-finned black skirt tetras. They are very prone to getting fungal infections and fin rot if you're not doing often frequent water changes, and sometimes they just get it. Sometimes it just happens. But it's like salt dip is very good for the fungal infections and fin rot. And people like me even use salt soaks to clean their piercings because it's antibacterial, antimicrobial. It's another thing it's very good for is killing internal and external parasites. It's very, very beneficial for your fish's stress coat. It also boosts their immune system, and it de-stresses your fish. So your fish, after the salt soak, is gonna be a little happier, is gonna be noticeably more active and swimming around. I've noticed a lot of times too, it makes them much more happier, much more it just boosts their overall system, I've noticed. And yeah, I have said previously, in my freshwater aquarium myths that freshwater or that salt in your freshwater aquarium is absolutely terrible, and I still stand by that. So yeah, I'm doing short-term salt soaks, and that's one thing that I do not agree with is people that think that it's okay to put salt in your aquariums. So don't think that me doing a salt soak on my fish is putting salt in your freshwater aquarium. Again, like I said in my freshwater myth video, freshwater fish are called freshwater fish for a reason. Freshwater has little to zero dissolved salt in it. So a lot of these fish are not accustomed to dealing with salt in the water, and a lot of them are very sensitive to it and can get burned, and it can mess up their gill functions and burn their gills. So that's why you have to be with them the entire time with the salt soak, monitoring them, making sure that they're okay, making sure that they're not freaking out. But yeah, again, I do not agree with putting salt in your aquarium. This is a short-term, outside of the tank solution with a short-term salt dip. You're not adding the salt to your aquarium or anything like that. So it's a few days later, and I'm realizing that I completely forgot to film the last section of this video, but it is really simple. Once your fish is done in the salt soak, which can range, like I said earlier, anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes, depending on how sick your fish is and how well you think they're gonna be able to handle the salt soak. Once that's done, this is where the container of fresh water that you've had the entire time is going to come into play. You're gonna have the container of fresh, conditioned, deconditioned water, whatever you wanna say, that's gonna be on the side, and you're gonna make sure that this water is gonna be the same temperature as the water that the fish is coming from and the water that the fish is going into. Once you're done with the salt soak, you can scoop the fish out, put them in the fresh water, and I like to let the fish swim around from anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes just to reacclimate themselves to the fresh water. Once the fish is done, you can scoop the fish out and put it back into the aquarium, and that's that. It is really simple, but the one thing that I do have to say up front is that this is not always a one and done solution. For a lot of people, and depending on how sick your fish is and what you're treating, it will take anywhere from 1, even 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 treatments to cure the sickness. And that all just depends on what your fish has, how severe it is, and how you're treating it, how often you're treating it. My beta, personally, I had to do 3 of these. I did 1 every morning for 3 days, and it cured him 100%. He's back to his normal self. He's completely fine. But yeah, it's not always a one and done, like I said. Again, you may have to do multiple treatments depending on how severe the thing is that you're treating for your fish. But in my personal opinion, it is a lot more beneficial to the fish because it's salt, it's natural, and you're not adding any of these chemicals that can be harmful to your fish into your aquarium and to the ecosystem in there. With that being said, I am gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It would really help me out a lot, and it would let me know what kind of videos to make in the future. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It would really help me out a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.